Hi, this is Sarah Lacy, and I'm here with Zach Allia of 64 Pixels, who has some exciting news today. Zach, you have bought back your company from SGN, right?
Yes, I have.
Let's get right to it. So you started free virtual gifts, which on the Facebook platform, right when they first opened up the platform, back in the 2007 days. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And I
First
think
day
I
of the
still have a
platform.
bunch of your free gifts somewhere on my Facebook profile hidden. I remember when you guys came out, it was a big deal because you could shortcut Facebook's system. Tell us how
Right.
you came up with the idea.
Well, at the time, I was a really poor college student sitting in my dorm room, and I heard that Facebook was launching the platform. So it was probably one of my friends' birthdays or something, and I was like, I don't really feel like paying $1 to send them a little birthday cake on Facebook, so I'm just gonna hack around and see what I can make, and free gifts came out of that. And the next day I woke up, it had 1 million users.
That's insane. Now, I always get tired of this whole mythology that sprouts up around companies and founders, a lot of which is concocted later by PR departments. But, I mean, I'm imagining in your case, this really was just a dorm room project. You didn't actually think this would become a company, did you?
No, I had no idea. I mean, I was hacking around on the web at all different things, and this was just another random project I was trying, and it worked.
Uh-huh. So you woke up the next day and it was 1 million users. How big did it get before you decided to sell?
At the point when I sold, it was around 10 million users. Over 100 million gifts have been sent. And at that time, I sold in 2008, so Facebook did not have nearly as many users then. So it had a pretty large percentage of people that were using Facebook apps.
You were like one of the top 5 apps, right?
Yeah, it was in the top 5 until right before I sold, and then.
So you're competing with like people like Max Levchin of Slide, the Rock You Guys, all of these well-funded venture-backed companies. Was there anyone else who was just a kid in a dorm room who was that high up in the app ranking?
It's tough to say. Pretty much everybody else had more than one person. I was just a one-person team. So I think there might have been one or two other people in the top 20 that were the same level of number of people in the company and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. So I've been doing a good job so far of asking you very flattering questions, so I'll ask you a very rude one now. I understand you had offers to sell from Zynga and SGN, and you picked SGN. Did you make the wrong move?
I mean, in retrospect, probably made the wrong move, but I'm where I am today, and I'm happy, and I'm totally happy with the decision, because now I have the app back and can try again. Maybe sell the Zynga this time.
Maybe for more.
Yeah.
And we should note that one of your mentors in this process has been Narendra Rosharol, who did the same thing with WebShots, sold the company, bought it back. So what did he buy it and sell it back like 15 times or something like that, always at a profit?
Yeah, every couple of years it's his again, and then it's not his. But yeah, he's been a huge help with everything. He's been such a huge part of free gifts too. Like I met him because I was currently hacking on his 30 boxes calendar, just making themes and stuff, and he turned out to be just like the best mentor anyone could ask for, and it all just kind of fell in my lap.
Mm-hmm. So talk about the process of buying this back. You sell it to SGN. The Facebook world kind of moves away from the kind of apps that it started out. It's all about virtual gifts and games, and SGN's designing for the iPhone, and quite reasonably sort of pivots and moves its focus. At what point did you think, this is something I really want to consider, and how much did your relationship with Narendra play a role in that?
I think pretty quickly after I sold it. Sorry about that.
Is someone hacking into your dorm room? Do you have someone
in,
trying to steal the company again?
I'm in the Bocoup loft in Boston, and it's a really old loft, so the pipes are a little creaky. But
that is a true startup, right?
Yeah.
So we will just consider that extra color. So go ahead. You were, as soon as you sold it, you said.
Yeah, pretty quickly after I sold it, I felt like I lost my baby, because I was working on different things, and free gifts was just dying, and that's kind of what happened with Narendra and WebShots. Like WebShots just kind of went downhill, and now Free Gifts is at the same point in WebShots was when he bought it back, just kind of just sitting there doing nothing. So I think his whole story played a huge part in me wanting to buy it back.
Uh-huh. And at what point did you start actually working on putting together a bid, thinking that this would be feasible?
I'd say about 6-7 months ago, I came up, with the idea of really buying it back and like really aggressively trying to do it, because SGN wasn't aggressively trying to sell it; they were just going to let it die. So I had to ask a bunch of people there and be really aggressive about it and be really aggressive about price and stuff, because they literally weren't doing anything with it. But it's probably, I don't know if it's the best press to start selling off all your assets.
Right. Do you feel like you had to overpay for it in a sense in order to convince them?
No, I think the name combined with the current user base is still above 7 million users. So the amount I paid for it was pretty minimal for what it is, or the possibilities it could be.
Uh-huh. Now, I know that you won't actually tell us what you sold it for and what you bought it back for, because believe me, I tried to get this out of Narendra for like an hour yesterday. But if you didn't tell me on the phone, you're not going to tell me on camera. But can you give us an idea of what the discount was? Narendra said it was similar to the discount that he sold WebShots for and then bought it back for.
Yeah, I mean, it was under 10% of what I sold for when I got it back.
Uh-huh.
And just a little better idea is that I just raised a small round from 500 startups, Dave McClure, of $100,000, and I still have plenty of money left to work with. So.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And did you own 100% of it at the time you sold it?
Yes.
Well, I see a career for you in Wall Street if the Silicon Valley thing doesn't work out. Okay, so lastly, tell us just a little bit about what the company is going to look like going forward. I mean, after all, it is several years since the Facebook platform opened up. The app world has matured quite a bit. Is it going to be a different company?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be much more than just a Facebook app. I mean, I want it to become virtual gifting on the web, not just, an app. And that involves a lot, including being available to Facebook and Twitter and iPhone, and just to be able to email it like an e-card and just be embeddable everywhere and just actually become the standard for virtual gifting on the web.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And how old are you now, Zach?
I just turned 26.
You are like a grizzled kid already at 26 years old. Do you have any advice for any of our users out there who are hacking away in dorm rooms and sort of, dream of falling into the situation that you fell into?
Don't stop. I mean, every little project I work on doesn't work. Free Gifts isn't the only thing I've done. So there's been a million different things I've worked on that just kind of sit there and don't do anything. But you learn a lot from each one of them. So I think just hack away everything possible, and one of them will take off.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations on your buyback.
Thank you.